Hey folks, welcome to Flash Editorials for December 22nd, 2012. First we have to have a Christmas greeting, and that would be over my left shoulder, and it says, Bah Humbug! And secondly, you have to look over this shoulder, if you would, and notice my normal message to you, which is, if my lips are moving, you should be taking notes. I'm Russell Longcore, owner and editor of Dump DC. Flash Editorials is presented by DumpDC.com. DumpDC.com is the world leader in secessionist thought. We show the world that secession is the only hope for personal liberty and property rights in the United States, actually in this entire planet. Now, before we go on, I got something cool to show you. Check this out. Check this out. Do you see this? I'm going to hold it in front of my face so that you can see it. Can you see this? You say, what is that, Longcore? Here's what it is. This is an ice cube tray, and each of these little things in here is the form for an ice cube that's shaped in the shape of a Colt 45 1911 pistol. Can you imagine? This is something that my bride got me for our 13th wedding anniversary. And I'm so excited about this. Deborah, you're the best. Actually, Deborah, Julie, whatever. You are the best. This is the best gift I've had in such a long time. It gives a whole new meaning to the word Jello shots. My drinks now can be just like I am most of the time, packing heat. Okay, let's go to the news. In the nation, watching Mr. Obama manipulate House Speaker John Boehner. Now, folks, I know his name is Boehner, but my 9-year-old mind has a lot more fun calling him Boehner, especially because most of the time he's pulling boner after boner. So let me start again. Watching Mr. Obama manipulate House Speaker John Boehner is both at once comedy and tragedy. The comedy comes as Boehner negotiates against his own offers. One of the tenets of successful negotiation is that you never bid against yourself. One of the other tenets of successful negotiation is that you must be willing to walk away from a deal. Sometimes no deal is better than any kind of a deal. Sometimes no deal is the best deal. The tragedy is that no matter what Congress and the president do, Washington is going to vacuum at least another $1 trillion a year out of the American economy in taxation. And Congress will still borrow a couple of trillion a year, and spending problem will not be solved. If you think that Treasury bond sales are going to go down, which is the way that Washington borrows money, think again. The Federal Reserve is the buyer of last resort, and last week Bernanke announced that the Fed was going to double its T-bill buys. And let's remember that the Congress and the President agreed to this so-called fiscal cliff back in 2011. At that time, the deal was supposed to create outcomes that were so unacceptable that it would force Congress to do the right thing and strike a better deal. But apparently, even when their feet are to the fire, they can't bring themselves to do that. And on January 1st, everybody is going to get a tax rate increase. And at the same time, massive spending cuts kick in for D.C. There is not one man of principle in the entire Congress or in the White House. Don't write to me and tell me about Rand Paul or some of the other people that are there. Rand Paul is a compromiser. He's nothing like his father. The Republican leadership is psychopathic in its desperation to be liked, and they have no core principles. There is no issue for which the Republican Party would die. There is no hill that they would die on. There is no issue that they will not negotiate. There is only one party in Washington. One party. In the Nation Part 2, former Senator John Kerry will be nominated by President Steppenfetchit to replace Hillary Clinton as Secretary of State. Now, in my opinion, Kerry is a certainty for the job. Think about this. A former senator going before the Senate in confirmation hearings. It's going to be a love fest. Now, the only brilliant politically shrewd move that I ever saw Mr. Obama make was to make his chief rival, Hillary Clinton, Secretary of State. This forced her to shut up and be supportive. It forced her to obey his orders and kept her outside the United States on diplomatic missions almost continuously for 4 years. And now, because of her extensive foreign policy experience, she's going to be the odds-on favorite to be the Democratic presidential candidate in 2016. Now, can you imagine Hillary Clinton as president? That shrill voice makes my ears bleed. I plan to hear it. I plan to hear that voice from outside the United States. Hint, hint. In international news, about the only international story this week is that the world did not end. Whatever that actually means, that was predicted by the Mayans. You know, from my perspective, I figured that if the Mayans were so damn smart, there'd still be some Mayans around these days. So unless a comet hits Earth, or unless a storm on the sun fries all of our electronics, or unless the dollar collapses, we have to keep on keeping on. But wait, we can't predict a comet or a sunstorm, but the collapse of the dollar is guaranteed. No prediction necessary here, but preparing for the worst is necessary. Got gold? Got silver? Got groceries and toilet paper? You better. In the economy, the number of actual initial unemployment claims filed under state programs, unadjusted, totaled 400,103 in the week ending December 15th. Now, this is a decrease of 28,766 over the previous week, but it's still in excess of 400,000 people getting fired or laid off and having to file a new unemployment claim. Not refiling an old claim. These are new claims. That's equal to the population of cities like Oklahoma City, Kansas City, Denver, Portland. And this has been happening every week for months. Actually, it's been happening every week for about 4 years. In business, now this headline may seem a little self-serving, but you can't deny when a company sets records. In a mere 70 days since its national launch, a company named Solvay has enrolled more than 100,000 members in the United States. Instead of spending many trillions on traditional advertising in an attempt to gain market share against rivals such as AT&T and Verizon, Solvay successfully uses relationships between its members to share its value proposition. And apparently, Solvay's method of coming to market is working great, which brings us to tonight's commercial. And here it is. Only $49 a month. Get that, $49 a month gets you unlimited talk, text, and data on a 4G national network with no contract. Think about that. Most people don't like their phone bill, and most people really hate the fact that the phone companies hold you up at the point, nearly at the point of a gun, and make you sign a contract for a year or two. I don't know of anybody who likes that, but Solvay, no contract. You can also bring your present phone number with you when you switch. And once you enroll, you become eligible to earn monthly cash as you refer others who also enroll. Enroll only 9 other customers and your mobile phone bill is free from then on. Free. Can you imagine having unlimited everything on a 4G network and you don't pay for it? You can do that with Solvay. Signing up takes about 5 to 7 minutes online. That's all it takes. For more details, scroll down, and in the body of this article, you will see a link under the business section that says, for more details, click on www.solvay.com. So click on that link and check it out and join us. I would be very grateful for you to be my customer. In sports, nothing happened in the wide world of sports this week that mattered to anybody but sports bookies. That's it. And finally, in entertainment, it was pretty sparse pickings here also this week. But at CNN, readers chose the 5 things they liked least about 2012. And here they are in descending order. Number 5, Gangnam Style. Now, I'm probably saying it wrong because I'm an old white guy and I don't know any different. But there's a Korean hip hop guy, and it's spelled Gangnam, Gangnam Style. It's a video that I guess is popular, but it was the fifth most unliked thing in 2012. But at least this dude that did it, I don't remember what his name is, Sink or something like that. At least this dude wears his trousers around his waist like God intended. I watched the video and I did not see one kid with his pants below his ass crack. Asians are even better at ghetto culture. Number 4 in the list of things that people didn't like in 2012 is Justin Bieber. What else needs to be said? Number 3, singing competition shows. The proliferation of these shows exhibits the utter lack of creativity in TV programming. It's kind of like the programmers get together and say, oh, that American Idol, that's so creative and it's so successful. We'll do a show just like it, and then we'll be creative too. Number 2 of the things that people don't like in 2012 are Lindsay Lohan's court appearances. Now, we here at Dump DC wish for the day when a judge stops the madness and parks her little derriere in a jail for a year or so. And the number 1 thing that people that went to CNN didn't like in 2012 is, drumroll please, Chris Brown, which according to CNN is self-explanatory. Well, that's all for tonight. Thanks for watching. I am Russell D. Longcore. And for all of us here at Dump DC, good night and good luck. Dump DC, 6 letters that will change history. Copyright 2012, Russell D. Longcore. Permission to reprint in whole or in part is gladly granted, providing full credit is given. Good night, folks, and Merry Christmas.